Good day everyone! Charot vlogger. Yan. So ano po yung napapansin po ninyo sa ating first picture? Meron po ba kayo napapansin? Yan. Kung meron kayo napapansin, so sarilihin nyo na lang. Kasi ko naman siya maririnig. Joke lang. So yan. Yan yung pinaka topic po natin for this day, which is entitled The Pop Art. So any idea po pag sa pop art? Yan. Nung tinuro ko kasi to last year pa yata, kasi sinabi daw nilang pop art, ito yung pag binuksan mo daw yung pinaka nakatuping artwork. Tapos pag binuksan mo daw siya, may magpa-pop up na image daw. Kaya tawa ko ng tao nung nalaman ko yun. So, sige, mag-discuss na po tayo. So, pag sinabi natin pop art, it was originated in New York. Its subject is the popular culture based on the following: the comic books, advertisement, and movies. Pop art was an art movement in the late 1950s and 1960s that reflected everyday life and common objects. Pop artists blurred the line between fine art and commercial art. Pop artists did images that anybody walking down the street could recognize in a split second. All the great modern things that abstract expressionism tried so hard not to notice at all by Gretchen Berg. Ibig sabihin po kasi kapag nakakita kayo ng pop art or also known as the popular art, nakikita lang to sa pang-araw-araw nating everyday life. Like, for example, maglalakad ka ng halimbawa sa school. So, may makikita ka naman ng mga tarpaulins. So, pinaka basic po kasi or pinaka main theme ng tinatawag pa nating popular art is yung pagbibigay ng mga commercials or mga ads na nakikita po natin. So, the pop artists moved away from abstract expressionism, which was the in style of art in the 50s. The abstract expressionism evoked emotions, feelings, and ideas through formal elements such as the following: the line, the color, the shape, the form, and the texture. Di ba? Alam naman natin, iba't ibang uri ng mga elements ng art. So, under po ng pop art, sinusunod po nila yung iba't ibang uri po ng mga elements of art. Unlike po doon sa iba't ibang pinag-aralan natin na like for example sa abstract expressionism, 'di ba? Hindi naman sila nagpa-pertain more on dun sa iba't ibang uri ng mga colors, na mga shapes together with the lines. So unlike po sa pop art, talagang naka-base po talaga sila. Kung ano talaga yung pinaka formal elements ng art is sinusunod po talaga nila. So pop artists use common images from everyday culture as their sources, including the following. Nabanggit ko na to kanina, the advertisements, consumer goods, celebrities, photographs, and the comic strips. Pop artists use bold, flat colors and hard edge compositions adapted from commercial designs like found in billboards, murals, magazines, and newspapers. And ibig sabihin po nito, para maakit or para, di ba namagat kanina na kapag nakikita daw sa everyday life, especially sa street, magkakaroon ka ng split seconds para mapansin mo siya agad. So, yung pinaka sumikat na product noong 1950s up to 60s is yung tinatawag nating tanito, Campbell's Condensed Soup. Ito yung uri ng Alaska parang ngayon, sa panahon natin ngayon, Alaska, Cowbell. So, ito yung pinakasikat na naging product noon at ginawang commercial, commercial ads dati. So, nakikita po siya by means of the billboards, sa murals, and magazines, and newspaper. The question is, sino yung naging anong pangalan ng reason kung bakit nauso or tinatawag po natin pop artist. Later on, pag i-discuss po natin yung pinaka-brief lang ng kanyang buhay. So, pop artists reflected 60s culture by using new materials in their artworks, including acrylic paints. 'Di ba? Kung mapapansin natin, dati wala namang gumagamit ng acrylic paints Tulad ng sa Cubism, hindi naman sila gumagamit noon. Sa abstract expressionism, mostly hindi naman sila gumagamit noon. Sa impressionism, it's more on watercolor lang naman. So, unlike with sa pop artists, gumagamit na po sila ng makabago na. Okay, nagkakaroon ng innovation or innovative materials in doing a pop art. So, followed by the plastics, photographs, fluorescents, and metallic colors, as well as new technologies and methods such as mass production, fabrication, photography, printing, and serials. Serials. Parang pagkain ata yun. So yun, ibig sabihin po, pag sinabi natin popular art, it means nag-start na po yung pinakatatawag po natin modernized art style, which is nagkakaroon na ng innovative design na kung saan pwede na siyang mas mapadali yung paggawa po ng iba't ibang uri ng art by means of, again, yung paggamit po ng photography. Di ba dati, di naman siya usually nagagamit kasi yung photography naman kasi dati, negative lang. Sinabi negative, parang black and white na yung makikita mo. Unlike dito sa pop art, pero na siya iba't ibang uri ng mga kulay. Together with the printing, syempre. So, ito na po yung sagot kanina kung sino yung pinaka nag-invent or naging famous sa pop art. Ang pangalan po niya is si Andy Warhol. So, siya po yung kaninang gumawa po ng advertisement or ng ads about dun sa tinatawag nating Campbell. So Andy Warhol was one of the most famous pop artists. So part of his artistic practice was using new technologies, yung sinabi ko po kanina, and new ways of making art, including photographic silk screening. 'Di ba alam naman natin kapag silk screening, ito yung ginagamit sa damit kapag nagpapataktak po tayo. Repetition. Pag sinabi natin repetition, ibig sabihin po, yung isang picture po ng isang tao, like for example, si Sir Tapas, yung pinaka-picture po natin, pinaka-medium po natin siya. Yung hanggang mangyayari po kasi, magkakaroon siya ng iba't ibang uri ata nito, same picture, pero iba't ibang uri po siya ng mga kulay. So, magpapakita po ako ng sample mamaya. Then, followed by the mass production, collaboration, and media events. So, nabanggit po yung media events, it means nagsa-start na po magkaroon ng tinatawag na iba't ibang uri ng mga technologies na kung saan po nagagamit in a easier way. So, first, Warhol appropriated use without permission image from magazines, newspapers, and press photos of most popular people of his time. So, mapapansin po niyo sa picture. So, para siya, magazine siya kapag ihahalin tulad ngayon sa atin. Yung magazine na time zone, parang ganito din siya. Yun nga lang, hindi siya nagpapaalam doon sa mismong subject niya. Like for example, si Raymart, kung siya yung naka-picture, hindi siya nagpapaalam, basta lang siyang nag-iimprenta ng mga magazine and newspapers without the permission. So, Warhol used the repetition of media events to critique and to reframe cultural ideas through his artist. So, ito po yung his art rather. So, mapapansin po ninyo yung mga pictures po dyan. Yan. Sa cellphone po kasi natin, meron naman iba't ibang uri ng mga effects, di ba? The luminous effect, pag magkitake po tayo ng camera. So, ganito po yung nangyari po sa kanya. May negative style, may Sophia. Sophia ba tawag dun sa effects ng cellphone dati. Hindi ko naman kasi alam masyado yun. Then the negative. So, ganito po yung ginawa po nyo when it comes to the repetition. So, the ideas for them is to have a critique and to reframe the cultural ideas. So, Warhol took common everyday items and gave them importance as art. He raised questions about the nature of art. Ito po yung question niya. What makes one work of art better than others? So, mapapansin po ninyo dito sa dalawang picture po na ipinakita po is yung kutsilyo. Diba? Hindi naman siya napapansin talaga in everyday life. Mapapansin mo siya pag ginagamit mo na siya. Pero kapag di mo naman siya gagamitin, hindi mo naman na siya maaalala. So, para daw po magkaroon ng tinatawag na importance yung isang uri ng art or ng items is ginagamitan na siya to ng iba't ibang uri ng mga technologies para po mabago and to ma-innovate. Like for example, the picture po dito sa mga kutsilyo. So, first one, yung background po niya is white. Then yung pinaka kutsilyo po, yung pinakatalim is naka-color black naman siya. Then yung holder naman po niya, yung hawakan is kulay white din. Tapos kabaliktaran naman po siya ng katabi mong picture. So kung kanina po yung pinakatalim po ng kutsilyo is kulay black, yung pinakatalim naman po this time is kulay white. So yung background po kanina white, yung background naman po ngayon is yung tinatawag na kulay black. Now, sa next picture naman po, yung Brillo soap pads box. 'Di ba? Alam naman natin na kapag gusto mong mabenta ang isang uri ng items, kailangan meron kong artistic way of design such as yung pinakabalot pa lang niya or yung mga box. So, ganito po yung ginawa po niya. Then, another famous pop artist is si Roy Lichtenstein. He liked to appropriate images from comic books. Diba? Mapapansin po ninyo dyan. Yan. So, mapag-aaralan po natin yung iba't ibang uri ng mga comic books. Later, I think 3rd grading ata siya or 4th grading. So, when you look closely at the Lichtenstein's work, you can see tiny dots. Just like in comics. So, mapapansin po niyo sa picture, di ba? Hindi lang siya basta-basta plain na kulay or plain na pagkakagawa. Meron siya tinatawag ng mga dots sa paggawa po. Especially nakikita po yan sa mga skin ng kanyang comics. Yung mga comics na bida po niya. So he also used the sound captions from comics books to create dynamic art. Di ba alam naman natin pag magbabasa tayo na iba't ibang uri ng mga comics, kaya may mga iba't ibang uri ng mga sound effects dyan. For what reason? To create daw a dynamic artwork. Di ba? Like for example, yung pagsasapak. Sa totoong buhay naman, wala naman talagang tunog na yung word na pow. Kasi sinuntok ko ba yung tao, may lalabas mang tunog na pow. Di ba wala naman. Iba yung tumutunog. Iba yung lalabas sa tunog. Pero based dito sa popular art, ginawa ng innovation ni Lichtenstein para po maka-catch up doon sa magiging reaction or magiging effect doon sa binabasa po na comics. So now, let's move on to what we call the performance art. So from the word performance, sa madali na lang intindihin, di ba? So yung pinaka-reason, yung pinaka-main theme ng tinatawag po nating performance art is yung mismong performance. Ang tanong, performance nino or ng ano? So sige, try po natin siyang intindihin. Performance art defined as art in which the medium is the artist's own body and the artwork takes from the actions performed by the artist. So, kung yung ibang uri ng mga art po dati or yung mga art na pinag-aralan po natin is more on ang kanilang theme hindi naman inakailangan ng mga paggalaw. So, this time po sa performance art, yung pinaka-medium, yung kinakailangan po sa isang uri ng art, ng performance art, is mismong paggalaw ng isang katawan. So, depende yan kung sino magiging artist mo. Like, for example, si Sir Tapas, may ginagawa siya ngayon na grading sheet. So, yung ginagawa po niya ngayon pagbibigay ng grades or pag-encode ng grades, pwede rin siyang tawaging performance art. For what reason? Kasi nagpe-perform siya ng isang uri ng gawain. So, art that could not be bought, sold, or traded as commodity. Siyempre, paano mo naman ba mabebenta yung sarili mong performance, 'di ba? Kung bibenta mo yung performance mo, ibig sabihin, ibebenta mo mismo yung sarili mo. So, pagkakaroon ka pa ng tinatawag dyan ng solidarity. Kasi kung wala kang solidarity, pwede kang matatulokohin ng ibang tao. Mema, charot. Performance artists see the movement as means of taking their art directly to a public. 'Di ba? Like for example, kakanta ka sa isang theater or sasayaw ka sa isang uri ng mga piyesta. So, direct pong makikita ng mga audience mo yung ginagawa mo po. Kaya po tinatawag tong performance art. Thus, completely eliminating the needs of galleries. Di ba alam naman natin kapag iba't ibang uri ng mga artwork, kinakailangan may mga galleries po tayo dyan. Ibig sabihin, kinakailangan natin umupa or mag-rent ng isang uri na ng isang space or isang kwarto para lang may ilagay mo doon yung pinaka artwork mo, yung mga canvas mo. 'Di ba? Unlike sa performance art, kahit saan ka naman mag-perform, pwede naman. Makikita yung direct ng tao. So, di mo na rin kinakailangan ng agents, ng brokers, ng tax accountants, and any other aspect of capitalism. So, a social commentary on the purity of art. Ibig sabihin po, pag performance art, it is based only to your performance. So, katulad nga po sinabi ko kanina kay Sir Tapas, nag-encode po siya ng mga grades po ng anak niya. Hindi mo naman kinakailangan pang mag-rent pa ng agents para sabihin na, oh, ito yung uri ng artwork niya. Hindi na rin na kinakailangan pa ng brokers. Hindi na rin siya magbabayad ng tax. Kasi nga naman, nagpe-perform siya ng sarili niya mismo. And kung makikita nyo siya dito, it means visible sa eyes nyo po mismo. Hindi na kayo pupunta pa ng iba't ibang uri pa ng galleries para makita nyo lang yung ginagawa ni Sir Tapas. So, performance art may be compromised. From the word compromise, diba compromise mo yung tinatawag natin iba't ibang uri ng mga artwork dati, such as the painting, the sculpture, the dialogue. And performance art may be entertaining, amusing, shocking, or horrifying. It is meant to be memorable. So, magbigay tayo ng halimbawa for entertainment or amusing. Sa ibang bansa dati, pag may tinasabi tayong perya, may laging ano yan di ba? Sa Philippines kasi parang nawala na kasi yung perya-perya na yun Iilan na lang. Tapos kung meron mang perya, wala na dyan yung tinatawag na mga magical show, yung may mga kasama pa silang mga hayop, pero nagpe-perform sila. So, ganun po yung iba't ibang uri po ng mga performance art. And it also serve as a memorable performance. Now, ang bilis, di ba? Punta naman tayo ngayon sa next topic po natin, which is the happenings. So, para lang siyang kasi halintulad lang din siya ng performance art, pero may pagkakaiba naman po. So, in 1960s, happening is a new art form at the beginning of the 1960s. A happening allows the artist to experiment with body motion, recorded sounds, written and spoken text, and even smells. So, paano po nagkaiba yung sa performance art and together with the happenings? So, sa performance art kasi, mismong body movement mo lang yung binibigay mo doon together. May kasama namang iba't ibang uri ng mga sound, pero hindi nare-record. For what reason? Kasi sa performance art dati, kung ano lang po yung visible na nakikita po ng tao, like for example, ginagawa nga ni Sir Tapas, di ba? Siya yung pinaka-subject ko ngayon. Hindi po inire-record yung performance po niya. For what reason? Dapat po kasi, when it comes to performance art, it is live, visible to the audience. So, unlike po sa happening, pwede po siyang ma-record yung mga sound, together with the steps, and especially sa smell. Sa performance art kasi, hindi naman nakafocus yung amoy. Unlike dito sa happenings, ito na naman si gulay. Sometimes, the audience members became also as performers. So, one of the earliest happenings artwork was done by Alan Caprose, happening in the New York scene, written in 1961 as the form was developing. So, happenings are events that put simply happen based po kay Alan Caprose. Other artists who created happenings include Jim Dean, Claes Oldenburg, Robert Whitman, and Wolf Wostel. So now, let's talk about Alan Caprose. Alan Caprose was born in Atlantic City in 1927. He was attended at School for Music and Arts in New York for high school. Studied art and philosophy under Hans Hofmann. And he was died 2006 in 2006 in San Francisco. Talaga? 1927 tapos 2006. So, about Capro. Coined the term happenings, assemblage sculpture, painting. He was inspired by avant-garde composer John Cage. So, kilala naman pa natin si John Cage. and abstract expressionism painter Jackson Pollock. Idea of bridging art and life. So, ibig sabihin po, yung pinaka-theme ng happenings, it's all about doon sa original performance. Pero, ito po yung nito, nagkaroon siya ng idea based doon sa work po ni John Cage together ni Jackson Pollock. So, yung pinakasikat po niyang nagawa dati is yung tinatawag po na yard. So, in 1961, in Martha Jackson Museum, New York. Yan. So, yung pagkakaiba lang po kasi ng performance art or ng performance art tuloy, ng popular art saka ng performance arts happenings is yung pinaka-spectators po nila is nagiging part din po ng kanilang show. Like, for example po, itong naging ginawa po ni Capro na entitled Yard. So, Capro created an installation using old rubber automobile tires and fixtures with tarp paper attached. The installation was open for people to come inside and walk and climb to the tires. So, doon lang po natatapos ang ating lesson for this day. So, yung magiging activity or assignment po ninyo, ipopost ko na lang po sa Edmodo. So, goodbye and thank you. God bless. Chari.